Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So we are going to do another 3 looks 1 palette. This time we are doing one that I have a while and it's actually been out a very long time. It's actually my first palette of this brand. This is the Juvia's Place Saharan 2 palette. I do have like 1 or 2 videos of this palette that I've done looks with, just random kind of looks with. But I actually wanted to do a 3 looks 1 palette in one video, and I want to do that with a lot of my palettes, so that's what you'll be looking forward to. This one right now is look number 1. It's a bit more bronzy, a bit of a halo eye, and a bit of blue pops on. And yeah, I did my hair real like girly today. I don't know why. I just felt like it. You know what it was? I seen Atlee do her hair like this in a video, or she had her hair like this in a video. I was like, oh, I like it. I want to do it, and I want to be like Atlee. So yeah. So yeah, we are gonna go through all the colors. I'm not gonna pronounce any of the names, or I'm gonna maybe pronounce 1 or 2 because they're names that I don't think I can pronounce and I don't want to offend anyone, so we're not going to do that. So yeah, let's get on with this. I freaking love this palette. It is one of my all-time favorite palettes that I own. It's the reason I keep buying Juvia's Place, and I'm still buying Juvia's Place, is because this palette set me off. This is the most beautiful copper duochrome, copper red duochrome. It's gorgeous. I'll be using all the shades in the palette in these looks. This blue is like astronomical. It's just so good. And then the mattes in this are gorgeous. This kind of pinky red, and then you've got a nice dark brown. So for this look I used the warm kind of burnt orange, the dark brown, this blue here, the lighter blue with the gold shimmer, and the bronze. I also used a bit of this on my inner corner, which I'll probably use in every video. But yeah, it's so nice. It's just really nice. It was like €26 or something like that on Beauty Bay. I got it. I love it. I love this palette. I think it's so cool. It's so versatile. You can do loads with it. I'm paired with my other ones that I have, which I do have a 2 looks 1 palette or 3 looks 1 palette on both of those, which I will link down below. But yeah, I think it's just such a nice palette. So let's get in with the swatches. I'm going to do my swatches like I normally do on this arm as soon as I take my watch off. We're going to go that way and we'll go through all the swatches. Okay, so this is our palette. We're going to start up here with this kind of peachy tone. He's really nice. He has got like a gold shimmer, so it's like a peachy pink with a gold shimmer, so it kind of looks like fire. It's really cool on the eyes. The performance of these shadows are unbelievable. The mattes are so pigmented, you'll see. The shimmers go on amazingly, even though I use a glitter primer, but you can see right here they do go on amazingly, and I've used them in other videos where I don't use the glitter primer. They go on amazing. The next shade we're going to go into is the kind of white color. It's like a white with a gold reflex, and I've got that on my inner corner right now. Oh, he's so beautiful. He's so bright. He's just them two together even is just so nice. Then the next shade is one of the colors that I have on my eyes today. It's the bronze, very warm, kind of coppery bronze. And you'll pop him right there. It's just like liquid metal. It's so pretty. So that's how the first 3 look. Okay, moving on to the blue, which is probably my favorite color in the palette. Between this and this shimmer I really like, but I love this blue. I'm pretty sure I put this into my favorite shadows of all my palettes. So he's gonna go right there. Oh, it just makes me happy. It's just so nice. I love it so much. It just goes on so amazing. I did a look, it's called like Fire and Ice or something like that, where I used the copper and the blue in the same look. Oh, one of my favorite looks. So nice. Next up we're going to do the copper. This is a bit more of a flaky, so the other ones are more like a foiled kind of effect. This one is a bit chunkier, but it's not glitter, if that makes sense. I would recommend a glitter primer with all shimmers nowadays. And possibly wet your brush or use your finger to pop it on. It still goes on amazingly, but you just need to be careful with fall down. And it's just the most interesting shade, like, oh my god. It literally looks like fire. Like it goes more kind of copper bronze, then it goes more like pinky red. Ooh, he's so pretty. And then the last shade on this row is the blue, the lighter blue. I have this on the center of my lid. It kind of looks a bit green because the gold in it makes it look a bit like that. Almost like a sea foamy kind of colour. And I think the colours just pair really well together. You can do a lot with this palette. It's very inspiring palette. It just makes you want to create with it. And that is how those three look. And then onto the last row. These are all the 3 mattes. So you've got 6 shimmers, 3 mattes, which is a little bit off balance compared to what most people do tend to use. But I feel like the mattes you can go between as you need them, depending on what you need. So you'll see in this video how I kind of paired them all together. So we're going to go with the dark brown. It's the deepest shade in the palette. They feel so silky, like when you're swatching them. Some people do say that Juvia's Place mattes don't swatch the best, which I would agree in some contexts to certain shades, but he's lovely. He is really nice. Then we're going to do the pinky red, and I say pinky red because it looks quite deep red in this palette, but it is more of like a raspberry kind of pink. Raspberry red, if that makes sense. Oh, out of the mattes, this one's my favourite. Oh, it's so nice. I'm so excited to get through these looks. And then the last shade is the matte that I have on my eyes right now, like the main matte colour that I have, which is the warm kind of orangey tone. Yeah, okay, this one doesn't really swatch as good as the other ones, but it's currently on my face and it looks really nice, so there you go. And that's how those look. I will say they're probably a little bit deeper in real life, it's just that my lights are kind of washing it out a little bit, but that's how the colours look. So yeah, that is the colours, that is our swatches all done, and I think it's one of my favourite palettes ever. I might rank my palettes, all my palettes. Oh, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. But this is one of my favourite palettes, it's one of my babies. I will never ever get rid of this palette because I think it's so beautiful. It's just such a nice, especially this time of year coming into the summer, it's really nice when it's getting a bit warmer, like it is in my room right now and I'm sweating. It's just, it makes me want to wear this and wear loads of bronzer and loads of highlighter. That's what I want to do right now. So yeah, this is our palette. This is our first look. If you want to see how to get this look and 2 more looks, then keep on watching. Okay, so we are on to look number 1 of our Juvia's Place Saharan 2 palette. My beauty, my first ever Juvia's Place palette. I'm thinking a bit of a halo eye. I'm thinking on the neutral side with a little bit of colour. So I kind of want to do something a bit bronzy, and I want to use my kind of bronzy colour here with the kind of warmer tone. I might add a bit of the dark brown, but I think I want to use this as the centre of my halo eye. That's kind of my idea. I will use every colour in this palette. It's quite easy to do so to get all these looks. So that's just 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 if I use the inner corner highlight. But yeah, we're just gonna go in and go ahead with this. So the first thing that I already have on is my MAC Studio Fix foundation because it has nice coverage. I've also got my brows on and I just use the Benefit Brow. And what I'm going to do first before we start anything is, as usual, we're going to prime the eyes. We are going to use our Urban Decay Primer Potion. We're just going to pop this on my eyeball. Okay, so there's not really a light transition shade for me because I am so fair. I'm going to just start with this guy. This is Taza. I'm not going to pronounce all the words, all the names of these because that's just going to be embarrassing. So I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to use my BH Cosmetics Rose Gold set. And I'm going to take the number 6 brush, which is not the biggest. I'm going to use my biggest one clean to help blend because there is no transition shade. But this one is a little bit smaller, and I'm going to start with that shade and the warm orangey brown. It's kind of more orange. It's more like a burnt orange. It's not super dark. It's just they're very pigmented colours. So I would probably use a transition shade, but I'm not going to. But I'm just popping that on my outer and my inner corner. I'm probably not going to connect it in the middle, in my crease to kind of connect the halo. I might towards the end, but at the minute I don't really feel like it. Then I'm going to take my clean number, this is the number 5 brush, which is the bigger blending brush. Just clean, and we're just going to use that to soften out all the edges. Okay, and I'm going to do my lower lash line as I go because I'm kind of just doing the same thing on the bottom. So I'm going to take that shade again, and I'm taking, this is a number 10 brush, which is our little small smudgy pencil brush. Taking some of that, and I'm going to do the same thing, so I'm just going to do it on the outer corner, connecting to my upper lash line, like right in the corner there of the eye, leaving a gap in the middle, and then popping a little bit on the inner corner. Then I'm going back in with my clean number 5 brush. Yes, number 5. Always need to remember that the lower the number, the bigger the brush. So, yeah. I'm just blending out the edge, blending out the edge. Okay, I do want to deepen this a little bit more, so I'm going to go back in with that little small smudgy pencil brush, and we're going to take the shade Fez, which is the deep chocolatey brown. Has a little bit of warmth in it. It's a bit on the kind of reddish brown side, but it's definitely a brown. It just ties in nice with the reddish matte that's in this palette. And we're just popping that just on the outer corner. Not bringing it into the crease too much because I don't want to lose the warmth of the first shade. And then some on the very inner point here. Then I'm actually going in with my number 6 brush, the one I used to apply the orange with, and just using that to soften. Again, I don't want to lose the orange, so that's why I'm using this brush and not the other one. And then just before I do the other side, I'm gonna take some of that again and just on the outer corner, the very outer corner. Again, as it gets further in, it should be the lighter orange. And then on the inner corner here. So what we're going to do now is take some of my Too Faced glitter primer, this bad boy here. I'm just taking a little bit on my hand, just a small bit. And I'm just actually taking it with my finger because it's just quicker and easier. And I'm just pressing that on the center of my lid. Okay, so now I'm moving on to a number 7 brush, which is the flat kind of round brush like this. I'm not doing a cut crease, by the way. This is how it's gonna look. I'm gonna take the shade Hadiya or Hadiya. Don't know. It's the bronze. This guy here. And I'm just gonna pick that up on that flat brush, and this is just going right next to that orange here. Kind of overlapping. You get this gorgeous blend. These blend so easy into each other. They're so nice. And the same on this side, and just leave a little sliver down the middle. Just a small bit. You don't need to leave like a big massive gap, but just enough to put the bluey colour onto it. I'm going to take this same on this side. On my lower lash line. You can re-add in all your matte colours again. I am going to have to reblend some areas as well, so I'm not worried about that. But just repeating everything that we did on top on the bottom. Then I'm going to take my orange brush, this guy here. I'm going to take one tiniest little dab. These are so pigmented, so like the tiniest dab will do. And just pat over where that meets the bronze. Okay, so then I'm just cleaning my flat brush off, just to get all the kind of bronziness off, and then we're gonna go into, I'm not gonna say that word either because I'm not gonna try and pronounce it and butcher it and probably offend someone. It's the pale blue, has a little bit of like a gold kind of shimmer off it, just like a very soft gold shimmer. So we're gonna pop this on the very center of the eye. And as I've said, sometimes blues and oranges, blues and bronzes are kind of hard to blend together. But because this has that bit of gold in it, it just makes it a little bit easier. Taking a little bit on the tip of the brush, and we're just going to pop this in the very middle part of the lower lash line. Okay, so we've got this on, and I did my concealer and everything. I tidied up under the eyes, and I just kind of blended out the edges with like my clean brush and just kind of softened out my edges on my lower lash line. So what I'm going to do now is take a little bit of the lighter kind of gold, the Aziza, that one. And we're just going to say, I'm actually just going to take on my finger because it's just quicker. And he's just going on my inner corner. I was contemplating actually putting the blue in here, but I thought it might throw off the very center point of this look if I did that. So I would just want to keep this with the gold. Just in there. Okay, so this is us pretty much done with shadow as far as the palette goes. I'm going to go off, I'm going to do my face, my eyes, finish off my eyes. I'm going to do my skin and my lip, and then I'll show you what I have on my face. Alrighty guys, I'm back. The rest of my face is on. Let me show you what I use. So obviously we used the palette for the eyes. I then went in with some of the Urban Decay, my very little Urban Decay Demolition 24-hour glide on eye pencil. I can never think of the name off the top of my head, I have to read it. This is in the shade Demolition. It's just a dark brown, and I'll just smudge that into my upper lash line. Then for my waterline, I used my Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Rosy and Goldie. It's just like a kind of rosy gold, obviously, colour, and just pop that into my waterline. My mascara was my, I don't know where it is, it was my MAC in Extreme Dimension mascara. Yes, I know I'm using my MDM Flow, but I'm kind of using that more when I'm wearing lashes, which I do have lashes on now, but exclusively, but I wanted a different, I just felt like a different mascara today, basically. And then I use, my lashes are the Girls with Attitude. I got these in Primark. These are the Fantasy Princess lashes. They're just really long on the outside. They're kind of like MAC 36 lashes, but a little bit longer on the outside. And then on my cheeks, I did I did a contour and a bronzer. I used my Laritzy bronzer stick as kind of like my contour. And then to warm up my face kind of overall, I used my Fenty Stalk'r Instant Warm Bronzer in the shade In the Sun, which is just like a soft bronzy colour. For my blusher, I wanted something very warm, and I did the Love Me Like Me Mineralize blush from MAC, which is this nice kind of corally peach kind of colour. And then my highlight, I went with my Wet n Wild Megaglo highlighting powder in the shade Blossom Glow, which is just like a kind of pinky toned one, which is quite nice. And then on my lips, I used my, where is it gone? It's my MAC Whirl lip liner. It's tiny, and I don't know where I put it, and I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. It's teeny weeny, it's like this small. Then I use my Clinique lipstick in the shade 01 Nude Pop. It's one of the Clinique Pop lip color and primer, and it is this color here, just like a soft nude kind of shade. It's very nice, very soft, kind of lovely warm tone with this, and it's really nice. Like, it doesn't look like much on the lips compared to the rest of my face. And what else did I put on? Oh yeah, I use my NYX Duochromatic Shimmer Lip Gloss in the shade Fair Play, which is just like a coppery kind of duochrome with a pink kind of tone to it. Don't know if you're going to be able to see that at all. There we go. And yeah, I just popped that on top just to see how it would look, and it just gives it a nice shine on top. So yeah, that is my whole face. So let's see the next look. Okay, so we are on to look number 2 of our 3 looks, 1 palette using our Juvia's Place Saharan 2 palette. I'm going to go warm, as the last one was kind of warm, but it had a bit of blue in it. But I'm going to go very warm. I want to use these pinks and browns. Well, that's not a pink, it's like a raspberry red. Brown, I want to use my gorgeous flaky, it's not really flaky, it's very nice duochrome. And the Marrakesh, which is like a peach with a gold shimmer. We're going to use those guys today. Just a standard simple gradient eye. It's very nice. Now, my only issue with the palette is, my one little issue, these colours here aren't going to be light enough for my skin. I do realise it is a brand of, oh, I'm putting some orange in my hair. I do realise it is a brand for deeper skins, and it's more targeted towards deeper skin, which is why the pigment is, and why I love it so much. But I will need a transition shade to get this reddish pink kind of colour to blend out easier on my skin. So on my face at the minute, I have got on my Estee Lauder Double Wear Light in the shade, what shade? Porcelain. I have got on my Benefit Brow on my brows, and I've just put on my Urban Decay Primer Potion. So let's get started with this eye. Okay, I'm going to start off with my little transition shade that I want to add in, and this is going to be Makeup Geek's Buffed. It's just something that's a little bit warmer than my skin. It's just something to help edges blend out nice, give me a little bit of an easier time. I don't even want it to be like noticeable that the colour is there. I don't even want there to be a colour from it too much. It's just something to blend my darker shades into, so when I do go and blend them, that they just go on a little bit easier. And then we're going to start off with some of the colours from the Juvia's Place palettes. So we are going to go into Zora, which is this shade here. It's like the deep red, but it has a bit more of a pink undertone to it. I'm just taking a small little blending brush. I don't have a name for this one, it's just a small blending brush. I'm just taking a little bit at a time because you don't need a lot, just a small bit. And we're just going to start building that up on the outer corner. So just going on the outer corner of the eye, kind of pulling it out a little bit, And then we're gonna go into the crease. I'm not doing a cut crease or anything like that. It's just a standard darker crease, lighter shimmery lid. And then going back in with that fluffy brush I used for the transition shade and just slowly start softening that out a little bit. Then I'm taking the same shade on a teeny weeny little brush and we're just gonna run this just along the outer half of my lower lash line. So just halfway, just where my pupil is. And just make sure you connect it to that outer corner. I'm going to take that same little brush that we used to blend the pink first, and we're going to go into the dark brown shade. So this is going to deepen a little bit more. This is Fez, which is that deeper brown. And he's just going to go in and darken this outer portion. Now, because this brown has a bit of warmth in it, it's actually not going to look too brown against the pink because the redness in the brown will kind of blend into it really nicely, so it won't look too like neutral and pink. It's still going to blend quite easy together. Then I'm going back in with an even smaller little teeny weeny brush, taking that same brown shade, and we're just going to pop that just along the lashes. So I want to keep it nice and pink like the top. We're just deepening those lashes. Okay, so now for the fun part. So I'm going to take my Too Faced Glitter Insurance. I'm going to pop a bit of this on my hand. Like I said, with this darker, like rusty shimmer, you probably will need a glitter glue if you don't normally use one, or wet your brush or something like that, or apply it with your fingers, because it is a bit chunkier. But I'm in the habit now of using my glitter primers with most of my shimmers, so this is quite normal for me now. Then I'm taking a flat brush. This is the MAC 239, and we're just gonna load up the darker shade. This is Nomad, is that middle shimmer on the brush. It should just be the most gorgeous, like fiery rust shade you'll ever see in your life. When you use a glitter glue, it doesn't look too chunky on the eye either. But even if you don't use a glitter glue, I don't mean it's chunky, it's just a thicker pigment. It just makes it look so sparkly and pretty on the eye. And then I'm taking that same shade on the very tip of my brush, so literally just like the tip. We're just going to pop that all along the inner half of the lower lash line. I left a little gap in here. You don't have to. I left a gap because I want to put another colour on, just to fit more colours on my face. Then I'm flipping over the other side of my brush, just want to use the same one, and we're going to go into Marrakesh, which is the kind of peach with a gold shimmer. It's really nice, really bright as well. Gorgeous, even just like on its own with a bit of a bronzer on the eye or something like that. And that shade is just going on the inner little gap there that I left. And just press it over where it meets the kind of darker shimmer, and then I'm taking a tiny bit more of that darker shimmer and then just pressing over. I'm just constantly going back and forward until I'm happy with my blend. Okay, so I've just cleaned off my teeny weeny little brush here, and I'm gonna take the shade Aziza or Aziza or whatever it's called, the lightest one, that one there, because it's got a gold shimmer and it'll blend really nice, and it is pretty much the main, like the only inner corner highlight, like traditional inner corner highlight, but it has such a strong gold fleck of it. It's so pretty. Some people even use this as their cheek highlight, but I think it's a little bit gold for me for some looks. I probably would use it in certain circumstances, but not all the time. Okay, so that is the finished eyes as far as I'm done with shadows. I'm just going to go and do my liner, my lashes, my skin and my lips all off camera, and I'll be back and I'll tell you what's on my face. Alrighty guys, so this is our finished look. I hope you all liked it. I'm going to show you what I have on my face, and I unintentionally matched my lip, my eyes to my top and cardigan. I didn't even realise until I just finished there, and I was like, oh, I match, that's cool. So let's go through what I have on my face. So obviously I used my Juvia's Place palette on my eyes. I then went into my Bobbi Brown gel liner for my liner on top. I just did a little bit of a wing, nothing too dramatic. And then for my waterline liner, I used the Kiko Lasting Precision Automatic Eyeliner and Kohl. This is in the shade 04. It's just like a burgundy kind of colour. So it goes nice with the kind of deeper reddish pinky tones. And then I use my MDM Flow mascara on my lashes just to darken them for when I put my false lashes on. For my lashes, my false lashes, I've got my Allure Definition number 126. They're really, really like choppy and just really dramatic, and they're like up to my eyebrows when I look up. It's really cool, really like them. So that's those. For cheeks, on my bronzer I used my Benefit Dallas bronzer to contour my cheeks and give me a bit of shape on my face. And then for my blush I use something that I haven't used in ages. It's my MAC Peachy Keen blush and I'm loving it. I love how it looks. It's very nice. Be nice during the summer when it's a bit warmer. And then my highlight is the Bobbi Brown highlighting powder in Pink Glow, which is just like a soft, very, very soft pink highlighter. And he's on my cheeks and my nose, so I'm super glowy. And then for my lip, I had a bit of a hard time, but I'm actually loving how this looks. So I went in with my sleek twist up lip pencil in Shabby Chic, which is like a soft rosy kind of colour, just to define my lips. I didn't even care how to look. I didn't even fill them in. I just put it on the line and then use my lipstick. And for my lipstick, I have got the MAC Tender Talk Lip Balm in the shade Play With Me. So it looks quite bright, but it's actually like more of a corally, but it's quite sheer because it's more of a lip balm. It's like that. So a lot of it is my lip colour and the lip colour of the lip balm. But I love how it looks. My lips look so like juicy and nice, and I've no gloss on it. It's just the lipstick. So yeah, that's everything that's on my face. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed look number 2 using our Juvia's Place Saharan 2 palette. So let's move on to look number 3. Alrighty guys, so we are on to look number 3 of our Saharan 2 palette, and we're gonna go blue and the kind of pinky red. So I want to use my fave blue, this guy here, and the lighter blue as well again. And I also want to use the colour that we used in the last video, which was the deep kind of red, probably the brown to darken again. And then maybe a bit of that for the inner corner highlight, but that's what we're kind of going to do with it. And I think I'm going to do a bit of a cut crease as well. So let's start. I've already got on my face my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I've got my Benefit Cabral on my brows, and I've already primed my lids, and I've used my Urban Decay primer potion, and I'll probably use some glitter glue or my whatever concealer I decide to use for my base underneath my cut crease. So let's start with the look. As I said in my last video, the matte colours in this are quite strong and quite pigmented and quite deep, again for deeper skins. On my very, very white skin, it's kind of hard to blend those colours, so I just want to put something down just to blend. And I'm actually going to use my Ruby palette from Huda Beauty, this guy here, and I'm just going to use this kind of very pale pink shade. It's mostly just, again, to help blend. I used more of a peachy shade or kind of a tan colour in look number 2. This is more pink, so it'll actually show up more pink, which I do want. Okay, so let's get into a bit of colour from the actual palette that we want to use. So I'm going to take my deeper reddish shade, and I'm taking a defined crease brush from Makeup Geek, just a smaller little blending brush, just for more control. Quite pigmented, so just a little bit at a time, and I'm just starting on my outer corner, just generally mapping this colour out in my crease. So I'm just slowly building that up along the crease and on the outer corner. So once I have that on, I'm going to go back in with my soft on brush, just with whatever's left on it, and just use that. And because this is actually a bit of a stiffer fluffy brush, like it's a stiffer blending brush, big dome brush, it's still going to move the product around really nicely for me. And then once we've gotten our blend started, I'm going to go back in with a little bit more and then just redefine those deeper areas. Okay, so I've got our kind of darker pink on, and now what I want to do is do my lower lash line a little bit. So I'm going to take my little 214 brush from MAC, and we're going to take that same shade, just picking some up, and we're just going to run that along the lower lash line, as thick as you want it to be, just connecting it to the outer corner. Okay, I still want it to be still quite pink. I do want it more pink and blue than I do anything else, but I'm going to take a little bit of that dark brown and just add that in, mostly just to the outer corner and right in the darkest part of the crease. I mostly just want it to help define the cut crease when I do the cut crease. So we're just kind of bringing it all the way along. Then I'm taking my 214 again, taking that same brown shade, just a little bit of it, not a little bit of, and we're just going to run that along the lower lash line right into the lashes. Okay, so now I want to cut my crease. I'm going to use my P. Louise base just because it has coverage and it'll be nice and sticky then when I put my shimmers on. And I'm going to use just this brush here from, no, not this one. I'm going to use this one from BH Cosmetics, the little flat one. It is the Lavender Look set and it's the number 9. So it's really small and really flat, just so I have a lot of precision with it. And we're just going to cut out the crease. Okay, so I've got my lids all cut, creases cut and all that jazz. What I'm going to do is take another flat brush because I just want to use a clean one for now. This is just I don't know where this is from, this is just a flat brush. So any kind of flat brush, or you can use the same brush again, but I just want to switch brushes and I'm going to go into my fave shade, which is the blue. And I'm just taking that and we're going to pat that on the center of the lid. Kind of like the way we did the last one, where I'm kind of putting one on the center and then one on the inner third of the eye. But obviously this is more of a cut crease and the colours are a lot more contrasting. And then just with whatever's left on the brush, I'm just kind of wiggling over where it meets that red on the outer corner. Then just flipping the brush over and we're going to go into the lighter blue. This one has a bit more of a gold kind of sheen off it. And this is going on the inner part of the eye. Alrighty guys, so I have concealed my under eyes, I've concealed the rest of my face as well. My face went like pink because there was so much fallout. It's just something you have to prepare yourself for these because they're so pigmented, you do get a lot of fallout from them and it will go everywhere. So I've had to rectify that. The only thing I did as well was take a bit of that first shade we used as a transition or blending colour, and I actually used it as my brow highlight because it's pink and I mean the eyes are pink, so yeah, it's just along here just to help everything look nice and soft and blended. I also went and got myself my big bottle of water because I'm starting to feel a little bit dizzy for some reason, and let's just hope I can do liner. Hopefully. So now what we're going to do is pop on some of this shimmery gold, and this is going to go on the inner corner highlight, just in here. Alrighty, so now I'm going to finish my eyes off. I'm going to do my waterline, my liner, lashes, cheeks, lips, everything, and I'll be back in a sec. Alrighty guys, the look is finished, the eyes are done, lip is on, cheeks are on, lashes are on, and I'm going to show you what I have on my face. So obviously I used my palette, then I used my Bobbi Brown gel liner again, just on my upper lash line, putting a bit of a winged liner. On my waterline I used Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide on eye pencil in the shade Deep End. This guy here is like a turquoisey kind of colour, it's very pretty, matches the one in the middle of the blue on the middle of my lid very well. Mascara was the MDM Flow again, and I am using, this is a very dirty box, PS Primark 3D Vixen lashes, that's the box of them. They're really nice, kind of choppy, really long, but you can still see all the colours behind the lashes, which I always really like. And then on my cheeks I used the MAC Baby Don't Go contour, which I know is discontinued, but Nabla Gotham Shade and Glow powder, that works quite well. And then for my blusher, my fave at the minute, it's the Clinique Cheek Pop in Melon Pop. This guy here is my blush. And then as my highlight, because I put a lot on apparently, it's the Wet n Wild Megaglo highlighting powder in Blossom Glow, which is a nice kind of soft pinky kind of colour. And then my lip, I decided to go dramatic because I haven't had a dramatic lip on in a little bit. So I'm using the LA Splash Classic Horror Liquid Lipsticks. This is the shade Siren, and it's just like a pinky red, kind of the same as what the pinky red is on my eyes. So that's on my face. Alright guys, so that is everything. That's our 3 looks, 1 palette using our Saharan 2 palette from Juvia's Place. I love this palette. This is my first Juvia's Place palette. It is my baby and I adore it. I really like it. I feel like every look I do with this, every time I come up with a new combination of colours or a new way to wear the colours, I'm always like, wow, that looks amazing. That looks so nice. Just because the colours are so good and they perform so well. So yeah, that is the looks, that is the palette, that is it. I will be doing a palette bingo with this as well coming up at some point. So you can leave me a comment down below, let me know which look was your favourite. I'm kind of between this one and the first one. I did like the second one. but it's quite like a warm kind of eye. But I love this. I feel very Captain America vibes right now, and Captain America's my favourite Avenger, so I think this might be my favourite one. Plus I love the lip with this, so could be that. And you can also leave me a comment down below, let me know what you want to see next in videos coming up. And hit like down below, let me know if you like this kind of thing, and if you hit like, I will do more. So the more likes I get, the more of these I'm going to do with all my palettes, and the palette bingo will come out soon as well. And you can hit subscribe to see more, to see that palette bingo whenever it does come out, and also see more 3 looks on palette, because I have a good few planned. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.